Hypnotist Sappho is someone I've spoke about on this channel twice before, and at this point you probably know their name if you're interested in YouTube drama. Just their video has 700,000 views, and I'm presuming videos around them have millions more. Hypnotist Sappho is so incredibly well known that when you hear their name, your stomach sinks. They were exposed for being attracted to and wanting to engage in explicit acts with animals, which is incredibly disgusting. And most people know them from this single clip where they admit to it.
I am a zoophile.
Now that alone should end most people's careers, but for some reason, people took a liking to Sappho. By that I'm not saying a lot of people, but there was a noticeable group of people that subscribed to them, getting them to about 4k subs. They had a couple thousand followers on Twitter, and they were pretty well known, despite so many people being vocally against the extremely insane and outlandish things they were saying, and the comparison between zoophilia to being attracted to men as a male. A terrible comparison, because one of those two things can consent. And I'll give you a hint, it's not the animal. If you weren't already aware of Hypnotist Sappho, I'm sure when I just said that, you were hoping deep down inside your mind that I just meant that Sappho was a big fan of hairstyling. She was a big dog groomer. She's definitely a dog groomer, but she doesn't really have an interest in hair. Okay, shit jokes out of the way. Before this video begins, if you are new to the channel, I'm gonna keep this quick. Please do consider clicking the subscribe button down below. I'm aiming for 100k in the next 4 months. It's a goal I've been working towards for the past 7 years. And to see us so close to it is incredible. I appreciate all of the support. If you could click the subscribe button down below and turn notifications on as well, it means you'll get notified when I upload more videos just like this one. And if you clicked on this one, you'll probably be interested in other content I made. You can also check out my Twitter if you'd like to see my opinions on things that don't get made into videos, things I say about situations before I make them into videos, or anything else that goes on in my life. And as a final note before this video begins, I released a video about ReZero. It's a documentary video essay thing. You can go watch it. It would be highly appreciated. It took 5 years to make it. It's a video I'm really proud of, and I think you would enjoy it if you check it out, even if it doesn't seem like something you'd enjoy on its face. Please do check it out. That support will be appreciated because that video really underperformed. With that being said, let's get right into the video. A lot has happened since my last video, but I knew this video was gonna have to be made a couple weeks ago when I was sent a clip from a Twitter space creatively titled "German Sheps Got 8-inch Hot Dogs, Jelly, of course. Zoo Chill Space 18+. Now, I'll spare you the audio because I'm not a danger to your safety, but the audio is Sappho going at it, right? If you know what I mean. The problem is when you consider that the title is talking about a dog, you consider there was a clip in Sappho's video where a dog was barking in the back, and when you consider that this is called a Zoo Chill Space 18+ voice call, I think it's not too hard to presume what Sappho was doing with their animal there. Sappho would also later add a new symbol to their name, explaining that essentially, strictly speaking, they are what is referred to as a map. Now, I hate that term as much as everyone else does, and a lot of people always comment on these videos saying, why don't you just call them what they actually are? Files. And I would, but I want to get paid. So the term we're using today is map. When most people saw this tweet, they were incredibly concerned because Sappho had recently added to their bio that they were taken. A lot of people then dug through Sappho's replies, saying they were engaging in some questionable ways with people way under the age of 18, despite Sappho being a fully grown adult and believed to be 21. Though it wouldn't be till a little later that a victim named Kylo, who's believed to be a 16-year-old, released a public post alleging that Hypnotist Sappho had groomed them, providing private screenshots of conversations they'd had on a messaging app with Sappho, showing that Sappho had been indeed in a relationship with them, and showing that Sappho was intent on actually involving themselves with this minor in a romantic and believed to be later sexual way. Kylo posted DMs between them and another person explaining that Sappho had done illegal things with them, asking for nudes and receiving nudes from the minor. Now, there is no evidence of this claim as far as I'm aware, but this is incredibly concerning if it's the case and Sappho is 21 and this person is 16. Sappho would allegedly manipulate this minor, with the minor themselves saying that Sappho would say things like, "Our love is greater than the stigma," or view their relationship as something progressive and beautiful, which fucked with the minor's morals and the way they thought of it. Now, I would state that this relationship was up in the air if it actually happened, because a lot of the evidence was outside of Twitter, but Sappho admitted to it in a post that reads the following: "Fuck Kylo, I definitely fell in love with the wrong person, and now they are purposefully trying to hurt me out of spite. I cared for them and bought them fucking food because their biological mother was too much of a POS to get him any, among other things. They are definitely stretching things to put me in a worse light. They did not need to throw me under under the bus to break things off, but chose to massively publicize it. And for what? They never actually loved me or cared. So fuck you, Kai. This post is 100% an admission that Sappho had dated this minor. Now, whether they'd done anything sexual with them or not is up in the air, but considering Sappho lied about this event, claiming the person they were being romantic with was actually an adult and not Kylo, it makes it hard to doubt Kylo's claim that sexual stuff did actually happen, especially when the person in the chat that they were talking to acknowledges that they believe it also happened as well. Though obviously that is alleged. Though there was also an audio clip that was leaked that Sappho allegedly sent to a 16-year-old of them, well, to get this video monetized, I cannot say the word for it, but if you imagine someone is beating a loaf of meat, you know, put two and two together, yeah? Again, I'm not going to play this audio clip. Thank me in the comments. Though, if it is true that Sappho was sending this stuff to 16-year-olds, that is very, very concerning. Kylo also provided DMs between them and Sappho where Sappho was admitting that they found a 13-year-old quote-unquote fucking hot, saying that it's hot but legally extremely risky. What the fuck? Honestly, this is incredibly concerning, and a lot of people were very disgusted to find out this information. So when Sappho was banned from Twitter, nobody was surprised, but sadly, that's not where this tale ends. There was also evidence published that Sappho had been in a Discord server that they owned where they'd given NSFW chat permission to a 17-year-old and had been posting anatomically correct genitalia of animals in the server as pleasure products, if you know what I mean. Again, this is something that shouldn't have been happening between a fully grown adult and a kid. Though it's not really surprising considering Sappho has actually admitted that they were pro-contact between predators and children. Sappho would lie about this 17-year-old, giving two different excuses to another content creator, stating at first that the minor had given themselves the role, and then stating that it was just because they were doing moderation privilege related things that they could see the chat. Now the second excuse is completely untrue because they had the NSFW role, and anyway you shouldn't be giving NSFW chat permissions to a 17-year-old. Like, holy fuck. Sometimes I sit down and I make these videos and I wonder how dumb you've got to be to get caught in this many ways, to make this many incredibly disgusting mistakes as a depraved person. These people literally can't help themselves. They're so actually depraved and so mentally bankrupt that they see nothing wrong with what they're doing and they can't stop themselves from engaging in these illicit ways with minors, and even when posting these images in these chats of illicit objects and seeing the minor reply to them, they don't even think twice about it. Sappho never once has cared about protecting children or animals. Sappho is 100% intent on engaging in illicit ways with minors and animals, and nobody should be giving them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why so many people continue to support Sappho despite this and follow them all to their different platforms. I'm presuming it's like-minded people to Sappho, because genuinely what other reason would there be for following them like this? And this isn't even the final situation, because Sappho claimed that a minor they had involved themselves with, who ended up being a zoophile, had taken their life because of harassment they'd received for being a zoophile. This claim was completely untrue, and the minor themselves came out and said they were still alive. Yet, Sappho did nothing to clear that record, and in fact tried to argue against it, adding the plausible deniability that maybe the family was lying about the situation. But I think Turkey Tom's clip sums it up best, and I really don't want to go too in depth on it, so I'll just include his segment here.
In early December of 2021, Sappho came out to her followers on Twitter with a very emotional story. She claimed that a 13-year-old zoophile who she was friends with had taken her own life because she had been harassed by people online. Just yesterday, you apologized to me for bothering me, that you thought I was a cool person, and that you liked my voice, and I didn't respond. There is a reason we are doing this, to stop the harassment and bullying that leads to this. Julia, rest well now. And here we have a screenshot of her sending a picture of an angel and supposedly sending a beyond the grave message to this deceased child. In the following days, she posted a number of other tweets mourning the loss of this young person's life at the hands of zoo haters. She also used this as an opportunity to, once again, justify her positions on bestiality and promote the idea of tolerance for her group of people. After looking into this a little further, it was discovered that Julia does actually exist and is a real person, but she's far from dead. Her TikTok account made a post saying that her parents had taken her phone away because they found some of the conversations she was having online, which, safe to assume, are not things any parent wants to find on their kid's phone. This made claims from Sappho that she would be attending the minor's funeral very weird. I mean, firstly, are we to believe that the parents of this child knew about her interactions with Sappho, and were totally fine with it before her death, and now, in the wake of her passing, had decided to invite the adult woman encouraging their child to have sex with animals over Discord to her funeral? Rest assured, she had an explanation. Sappho posits that the account was compromised by someone claiming to be her, some nefarious anti-zoophile hacker. Or maybe, better yet, the parents just lied about her being alive and she did pass away, and they were now trying to cover it up or something? Given the lack of any information suggesting that this girl died, or that it had anything to do with cyberbullying some 13-year-old zoophile Twitter account, it was probably safe to say that she was full of shit. This would later be confirmed with posts from the minor where they said that they were totally okay, and even provided proof that they were who they said they were. Maybe this kid shouldn't be around their dog given the conversations they were having, but I digress.
Honestly, when this whole situation came up at first with Sappho making their first video, I was considering the possibility that they were potentially a troll and that this situation probably wouldn't go anywhere further, similar to the Achilles Argar situation. I was so wrong. I had no idea there was this kind of a gold mine of information on Sappho just waiting to bubble up to the surface when they got called out. Sappho is a depraved individual who believes it is okay to be sexually engaged with animals and to date children. That is not something that should be defended. They do not deserve to have a platform. I'm happy they lost their Twitter, and I think they should lose their YouTube channel as well. Sappho is a disgusting individual. Oh god, I have to make too many videos on people like this at this point. How is it that hard to just be a good person, to not do this fucking disgusting shit? But with that being said, thank you for watching this video, and thank you to Jokun for releasing a video where they provided a lot more information on this, did interviews with people, and allowed me the information to make this video in the first place. I hope this video has expanded on the situation and in as condensed a way as possible explained to you what was going on with Sappho and how this drama came to a close, or as close as someone who is now getting involved with known maps could get. Fuck me. Sappho has since stated that they're going to be in a psych ward for some time and they're not sure when they'll be back because the mental health people are concerned. And this psych ward visit was involuntary. That's good. I hope they get help. I hope they never have a social media platform again because they shouldn't, and they definitely shouldn't have pets. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy videos like this to provide more information on these situations. I do make more fun videos like my ReZero video, which I would suggest watching if you're interested in video essay videos, or if you're just curious to see what that video is considering I've promoted it and hyped it so much. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel to help me get to 100k, I would appreciate that support as well, as that goal is coming up very quick and I need your help to achieve it. Feel free to check out my Twitter as well if you'd like to support me over there, get to see my opinions on shit that doesn't get made into videos. You know the gist by this point. I've said this enough in these videos that you know what I'm gonna say next. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with it.